Stickermania from Louisville, Kentucky. Saturday night, our usual Saturday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, weekly weekend live stream. How's it going out there? A little cooler around here today. I ran to the grocery store and back in a long sleeve t-shirt. What's going on with everybody out there today? Thanks a lot, Mikey Arugula and Tom, Mr. Beatles Pro, for helping me out on the Wednesday live stream of Every Little Beatles Thing. Every Little Thing, Beatles episode number 14. Turned out pretty good.
Polly Hewitt said, "Good evening, Sticker family and everyone watching. Give a like. Appreciate it."
How you doing, Polly? We sent your latest thing that you bought out in the mail.
Little Beatles Corner, hi, Sticker Clan and Beatles
How you doing,
people here
Patricia?
tonight. John H, hi.
How you doing, John?
Shirt received, thank you. So he got his stuff.
All right.
Dave Evans, good evening, Frank and Sticker family. How's it going?
How it going, Dave Evans?
Thomas Crook, hello everyone.
How you doing, Thomas Crook?
And then Uncle Paul's pop playhouse, I got it right here.
Give him some subscribers.
Give him some love.
I think he's right around 500. It's hard to get new subscribers. We got some this week, but I noticed some of the big channels, they say that they're losing some.
Johnny Ramone says go Dodgers. I say go Toronto. Dodgers beat my Reds.
It's tonight, the game?
What is it? Game 2, I believe. Danny Goldstein said hi all.
Danny? Daniel?
No, Danny.
Danny?
Yeah, Daniel's the other one.
So Perry Cox.
T-shirt Express said good.
How you doing, Polly? We're gonna give away one of your T-shirts tonight. Drive my car shirt. We got a medium and an extra large. So Perry Cox had a couple big items go off on eBay tonight. He had a butcher cover, second state stereo, number 5 West Coast, and it only went from 31 to 3,500 in the last minute. So Perry had one of the 3 nicest stereo ad back introducing the Beatles that exist in the world. So I thought I might stand a chance that maybe there weren't heavy hitters tonight. So with 2 seconds to go, I bid $7,750, but it zoomed up to $9,300. Now I swear, a couple years ago, 5 years ago, one in that condition in the, it was in a yellow Sears bag like this, only it was an ad-back stereo. It would have went for $15,000, but it went for $9,300 tonight. So maybe the prices are going down a little bit on the top end stuff.
T-shirt Express said woohoo about his stuff. Danny said, anyone surprised by Perry's results? Introducing a Beatles stereo was kind of low to me. Same with the butcher.
So he agrees with me. They were both low tonight.
And then Little Beatles Corner busted you. She said, can I ask why you don't mention my little channel too?
We got to get a card from you.
She got you on that one.
So subscribe to
Little Beatles Corner.
Little Beatles Corner. I subscribed to her, so you can check out her videos. Sorry about that, Patricia. And what else did you say? You had a comment on the last live stream. You didn't think Kenneth Womack could take over the fest for Beatle fans, but he could do it once a year in New Jersey because that's his area. But you're probably right. He couldn't pull off the one in Chicago also. What else happened? Perry Cox, there were 2 Beatles and Frank Ifield portrait covers that sold in the last week. They were both mono. One sold for $6,000 and one sold for $6,300. And there was an introducing the Beatles stereo version 1 title back that there's supposedly less than 20 in the world. It went for $5,589. And that's another item I would think 10 years ago would have been a $10,000 item. Paul McCartney's in concert tonight in San Antonio, Texas. The two-leg guys, I know at least Andy Nichols is going to be there. I'm not sure about Tom.
Little Beatles Corner said, thank you very much. You guys are the best. And then Johnny Ramone said, sheet music price for London Town.
These have already sold.
And then Alan C. Records.
One of my best customers bought all the Paul McCartney sheet music today in a bundle deal.
But Alan C. Records is here. He said, hello, Frank and family.
They all sold, plus all the other ones I'm going to show, they all sold for $150. I got a whole binder full of sheet music. The binder's probably over there underneath those towels.
But did you see that all from Alan C. Records?
Alan C. Records, how you doing? So the user was looking through the 40 and clear vinyl version of Girl from Love Songs. Does this exist? I saw one before. Those are counterfeits, Alan C. Records. The gold vinyl, the clear vinyl. The only ones that were actually authentic were black vinyl promos. So I bought a whole binder on an online auction outside of eBay, another online auction that had tons of sheet music in there. The only things I have left in there are the Julian Lennon and the Pat Benatar, but I got all the Paul McCartney and Wings and the George Harrison and the Ringo Starr that I'm going to show.
And then read Danny's real quick while I put this up.
Frank, have you ever had one of the great Greek multicolor 45s? No, I've never had one of those. I usually only focus on German pressings and UK pressings and USA.
Mr. Beatles Pro, yo, hello.
How you doing, Tom? Thanks a lot for helping us out last Wednesday. Wednesday, I got something for you today there, Beatles Pro, for helping us out. The same dealer that had all those BBC Library albums for sale, I bought you an extra texture of George Harrison's 1975 UK 1U pressing that I'm going to send you when I get it. As I know you said your most valuable solo item is your extra texture George Harrison, so I figured you'd like to have a UK album to go with it. What other notes I got here? The Paul McCartney show, the last minute tickets today.
Really? Thanks.
Tom said that?
Yeah.
The Paul McCartney concert today, there were 4% of the tickets were still left for sale, and they were going for $50 in the nosebleed, do $300 on the what am I saying?
Mm-hmm. On the field or like the
ground level, yeah. So it's cheaper, I guess, on the Paul McCartney tickets. I know you're risking it, but wait till the last second.
Alan C. Records says, are you possible of making any purchases at the Rebel Soul Fest? I may bring some Beatle items.
Yeah. Purchases are trades. Every little thing. Fab 4, EF4 Fest presents Rubber Soul. Me and Mikey are going to have a display of vinyl, and Mikey's bringing some memorabilia. I'm going to bring a little bit. We got a couple cases that we're going to have on the counter. November 6th through the 8th at Ashbury Park, New Jersey at the Berkeley Oceanfront.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Berkeley Oceanfront Hotel, a week and a half away. Looking forward to seeing you there, Alan C. Records. All right, Chapel second. I'm trying to get over Chapel. She's in two of my things today.
Tom Beals said, did I miss the Chaperone Amendment?
No, it's coming right now. Chapel, 194,000 people attended Chaperone's 8 shows that she did in America in Forest Hills and Kansas City and the Rose Bowl. She brought a lot of money into those 3 cities. And she's in my top 10 list of the top 10 banger songs so far in the 21st century, according to my opinion. Number 10, Cracker with the song Low. I saw them a couple times. I just love that song, Low by Cracker. Number 9, Everclear, Santa Monica. Number 8, Shabuzi, a bar song. Number 1 song of last year. I just love it. Chapel Roan, she's in there, number 7 for me with Pink Pony Club. Number 6, the White Stripes with Seven Nation Army. And we saw Jack White at the Bourbon and Beyond about a month ago. Number 5, these are my opinion. You guys tell me what you think. Outkast with the song Hey Ya. Number 4, Garbage with the song Only Happy When It Rains. Number 3, Icona Pop featuring Charlie XCX, the song I Love It. That's a great song. Number 2, Amy Winehouse with the song Back to Black. And my favorite song, banger song so far in the 21st century. They were never able to repeat it, but it took them about 4 years to come up with this song. It's got 110 million views on YouTube. Greta Van Fleet with Highway Star. That song bangs the whole 3 minutes.
Danny said, can we also get a Beatles for Sale 2 cut update focusing on Mr. Moonlight?
We don't have Mikey here yet. Can't make fun of Mikey when he's not here in the chat. All right, here is my...
Daniel Castillo, he showed up. Somebody that I used to know is not on your list. I don't know who he's talking about. And then Jai Ramon said, I don't know, he's asking Patricia, but yeah, I don't know. So, I don't know.
So who was on his top 10 list that I didn't say?
Unless it's that. I mean, I don't know who that Gotye is.
I don't know. We don't understand that one. Gotye. Is Highway Star a cover of Deep Purple's Highway Star? No. It's Led Zeppelin Led Zeppelin version 2. Check it out if you haven't seen Highway Star by Greta Van Fleet from 2017.
He said that was the name of the song. He said that was a popular song. How could you not know it? I guess that.
Well, I'm going to have to look it up. Gotye. All right, we will
Maybe
look it
that
up.
I used to know. Maybe it's that whole somebody that I used
That I used to know.
Maybe that's...
What's the name of the artist? All right, let's show these sheet music, then we'll go on to something else. We got 19, they were all in order in the binder. The first one was a 72, I guess, of My Love. Pretty cool picture of Paul.
Gotye is the artist. And they say,
who is the name of the artist?
That's the artist, is that whatever he's pronouncing, it's somebody that I used to know.
Somebody I used to know. I'll check that out. Did anybody like any of the things I had on my list? I thought there were some pretty good songs in there. 1973, starting off the Band on the Run. Some of these are UK and some of these are USA. Jet. They all have the same picture. They sold originally for $1.50. Helen Wheels, that was not on the UK Band on the Run. Junior's Farm, one of my favorite songs. It's got the Nashville flavor, and I'm close to Nashville. And Sally G had the same cover. Silly Love Songs. John Lennon liked to make fun of that song, but it's a classic for all time. Let 'Em In. I think we're up to about 1975 now. I've Had Enough. I like that one from Back to the Egg.
Mr. Beatles Pro said, "I'll give you $1.50 for them."
Huh. Yeah. Old Gregory Fio told me how to say this. Old Siam, sir.
And then Danny Goldstein said, "Why did Paul take Junior's Farm out of his current set? It's a great song."
I agree with you. Junior's Farm is a banger for all time. Getting Closer, Baby's Request.
Uncle Paul said he's surprised Pink Pony Club only made 7th. It's truly a classic, of course.
Well, yeah, it's a classic, but those ones above it are classics too.
And then Mr. Beatles.
I'm talking about bangers for the 21st century.
He said, "I've had enough." Is London Town.
London Town and London Town Song. Oh, I said that wrong.
And then
yeah, I got you. I said
Thomas Crook said the song was called Highway Tune.
Yeah, you're right. That's what I said, the wrong one. That's why Tom Beatles Pro was confused. Highway Tune. Now, do you guys agree with me that is a banger for all time? Highway Tune by Greta Van Fleet. When it ends at 3 minutes, you hope it's going on for another 2 minutes, but they were never able to repeat that banger of song. None of their other songs hit me like their first song. Highway Tune. Apologize. Highway Stars, Deep Purple. You're right.
Ronnie Spector does a great Back to Black.
Ronnie Spector does the Amy Winehouse Back to Black. I liked Amy Winehouse when she was here there. I wish I could have seen her in concert. Girl School. That's about 1980, I think. It was the flip side of Mola Kintyre, 1977. Now we're getting into, I think, the 1980. Good Night Tonight. I saw the 12-inch disco version of Good Night Tonight last week. Coming Up. I always love the live version and the video of Coming Up. It's got MPL on the back.
Mr. Beatles Pro said, "How can there be no Taylor on your list?" Laugh out loud.
There's no Taylor Swift. My favorite Taylor Swift song, you probably laugh at me, is Shake It Off. It's a good banger.
And Uncle Paul, did you hear the anthology 4, I've Just Seen a Face?
Yeah, I saw it yesterday. I've Just Seen a Face. It's pretty good. That all goes in with my the Rubber Soul that we're doing at the fest. Ebony and Ivory. Take It Away.
How about that? Someone asked earlier, what did he say?
Tug of War.
So I know you're bringing some Rubber Soul items to Asbury Park. But
Say. I have an extra one that I'm going to give away in the trivia question day of Say.
Will you be selling any of them or on eBay?
What, these?
The Rubber Soul items you're taking.
Oh, the Rubber Soul. I'm taking them to New Jersey, and I would sell them at the right price, yeah. I got my hype sticker and my promo, and I'm taking the mat. The mat's already been sold, though. The mat's going to the retired DJ on the East Coast. The Girl Is Mine. The other song Paul did with Michael Jackson. So Bad. I like that song so bad. It's got MPL on the back. No More Lonely Nights. The movie wasn't that good, but this song is a heck of a song, especially the extended version. No More Lonely Nights. Press. Getting into his later things. My Brave Face. I like that, the video of that, My Brave Face. Now we're into George. These are up on sale on eBay. I sold the 1980 sheet music of George, went out in the mail today. These are the 70s. All Things Must Pass. Living in the Material World. Dark Horse. And the Ding Dong, it's got the same picture. Ding Dong and Dark Horse. I think that's on the Extra Texture album that Tom likes so much. And World of Stone must be on that album also. And then Ringo with his permed hair for his #1 song, You're 16. Don't know if you could do that song today.
John H. said David Gilmour plays guitar on No More Lonely Nights. Great bass playing on So Bad.
The No-No song, Ringo cut his hair off here. He's with Richard Perry and the writer of the song, Hoyt Axton. What's Hoyt Axton's other big song? He had a lot of big songs, but he wrote a big song for Three Dog Night. A dose of rock and roll. That is the main sheet music that was in that binder.
Do you want to show these blankets or these towels or anything?
Yeah, we'll show the towels there. I couldn't show them very good the other day.
So this you want me to show, right? Or did you want to show?
Yeah, I'll just show to tell if you have an original one of these, it has to have the fringe on the side. If it doesn't have the fringe, you have a counterfeit. Oops, the wrong side. Didn't get to show that in Every Little Thing Beatles episode. That hour went by awful quick. And then original towel and a knockoff towel. The original towel was made by Canon. It's got the tag on there that's on sale on my Stickermania 2853 eBay store.
Alright, so take your end down a little bit real quick. Hold on, take it back up. See how you can't see your top on the screen? There we go. Just lower the top down because they just want to see the top real quick. There we go. We're good.
And then the knockoff towel for Yeah 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 Hard Day's Night. Got that in a few days ago.
I like that. Should see it.
Surprised Mikey didn't. I don't know if Mikey might already have that. He likes those knockoff items. I would have guessed that came out in the mid-60s. Probably sold pretty cheap.
Polly said, joy to the world.
That's it. Joy to the world. Way to go, Polly.
John H. Ringo does a great version of No song with the Smoothers Brothers on
Smothers Brothers.
Smothers Brothers.
Smothers Brothers, 19, would have been about 74, 75. Show me that Everything Fab 4 Fest. So, Dr. Kenneth Womack, he has that podcast, Everything Fab 4 Podcast. Pull it up, his podcast. I've been listening to his podcast, and he did one with the three main actors in the Rocky Horror Picture Show that are going around with the 50th anniversary to the events. That would be pretty cool to see the three main, not the main character Tim Curry, but the three of them. And he interviews them, and then in another interview on his podcast, he interviews Max Weinberg that's going to be at this everythingfab4fest.com. And I didn't know that Max was 74 years old. He's 3 years older than me. At 7 years old, he was a drummer in a solo. They brought him out to show how good he was at 7 years old. He has a pretty good story, and Elvis hit him more influence on him when they were on Ed Sullivan and then the Beatles. But he was way ahead of it, the timeline that I am. 3 years, just amazing. Just be 3 years older than me. And he was already absorbed in the music in the late 50s. So check out Dr. Kenneth Womack's podcast. He's got a lot of podcasts. All right, what are we going to show? I've already shown a second of this. We'll do the trivia question here in a second. They got this in today. Introducing this is not an ad back, but it's in the Sears yellow bag. It's a version 2. Nice cover of introducing the Beatles. What's cool about this, it has the oval label on a version 2, and most of them were bracket labels. By the time February, by the time the version 2 of Introducing the Beatles came out. this label was mostly for the version 1s, but they had some left over they used on version 2. And it even has the inner sleeve that I sent one to Polly. This is what the ads would have looked like on the back of the ad back. They just kind of pasted that slick on back of the what's called the ad back from January 10th of 1964. These version 2 started coming out in the second week of February. Got this Beatles Views from '66 American tour. This was something that the Apple company donated to Louisville Braille Institute, Ring Around the Pops in the late '60s. And this is original cover. That's the way they just glued on a slick, and it comes with a COA signed by Gary Hine, the late Gary Hine that peeled over 3,000 butcher covers in his time. And Rockaway Records, Wayne Johnson says that he sold almost 3,000 butcher covers in his lifetime. So that's pretty amazing. One of them peeled 3,000 and one of them sold 3,000.
Little Beatles Corner said, Frank, if you think of it, can you ask Kenneth Womack when the Mal book volume 2 is coming?
He says that it will come out next year, probably Christmas time. He says he's getting it ready. I saw him on an interview where he talked about it. So that's from here in Louisville, the Ring Around the Pops of Braille. It was at Kentucky Avenue in Louisville, Kentucky, 40206. I'm a 40208, we're 208, right?
Nah.
Close to it.
Yeah. But we'll leave it at that.
All right. What other things I got to show? Got these in from California. This is already had this. This is a West Coast Lady Madonna. Only in very good condition, but this is an excellent, almost near mint East Coast. And notice how this has got a green tint on the side, and that's got a purple tint. That's how you tell the difference between the East Coast and the West Coast on 1968 original Lady Madonna picture sleeves. You gotta have printed in the USA in real small in letters there on the bottom to be authentic. And the original sleeves came out to advertise the Beatles fan club. That was the insert that was inside the picture sleeve. And the matching record, that's a East Coast pressing of Lady Madonna. And near mint condition. Just want to show you the differences of those. Got this in today at 2014, sealed. Of the White Album in mono. You know, my belief is the 2014 pressings are better better sounding than the 2025 from this year. And Dave, my local man here in Louisville, my buyer, he told me that by these numbers, they figured out how many they pressed of the first one. See, there was 84, 485. They can tell by the numbers. If you look at all the different numbers, how many they pressed and then how many they pressed this year. He said they only pressed 5,000 box sets this year. Made in Germany.
Uncle Paul said, Lady Madonna, the last yellow and orange swirl.
Last one. Before Hey Jude. That Uncle Paul did a video all about Hey Jude. Check it out. This is the only rubber sole I have here to show today. The expensive ones are locked up. This is a mono from 65 Christmas. Starts off with I've Just Seen a Face. That's the one they got an anthology for. I think it's take 3. It's on the Beatles YouTube channel.
Uncle Paul said thank you, Frank.
And how you tell, didn't get to show this the other day, how you tell you got a 64 original or a 70s reproduction. It has to say made in Great Britain down here at the bottom. If it says made in England, you have a 70s reproduction. And it has to have that sticker that proves it's original with the Worcester wear.
Danny Goldstein said, did you see that Tracks have White Album number 8 UK mono question mark 26,000 pounds?
Yeah. Yep. They got number 8, right. Thought they might have had 7 and 8, but they have that. I think they have that locked up in their showroom. They have where it's appointment only at Rockaway Records, but on Fridays now they have an appointment free. Most every Friday, so many hours where you can get in there without an appointment. Songbooks. We got the Rubber Soul songbook to go with the Everything Fab 4 Fest presents Rubber Soul coming up in a week and a half.
He said, no, this is on Tracks.
Oh, Tracks has number
8.
Well, I thought that Rockaway Records has 3 low numbers that are in the sequence in order, but I could be wrong. On their website for like $100,000. So that's the Rubber Soul 65. Says March of 66 of Sam.
Does as well, he said. So that's part of you saying, yeah.
And then I got these Rubber Souls. This is pretty cool from 66, late 66, but notice how they're in a different order for the Revolver late 66 songbook. This starts off with the picture of the cover, and then in the middle it has the color photos. And I do have Paul there. Where this one, they put them in a different order. This starts off with the color photos. So it's kind of strange how they made them 2 different ways. And then there's the main cover, but it's after the color photos. What else? We show the tiles, the anthology. I guess it's time for trivia questions. Let's do the trivia questions. And I'll talk about some purchases that I bought. Trivia questions to win this. We got a medium and a extra large from Polly T-Shirt Express. He gave me these to give away to promote his store. Polly T-Shirt Express out of Staten Island. And we're giving away that sheet music too that's underneath there.
The sheet music guy.
The say, and 1 extra of the say. So you get the T-shirt and the sheet music. Here's the 3 questions. What song by Otis Redding is does the bass and guitar parts derive from for Drive My Car? The Beatles got an influence from what Otis Redding song, the bass and guitar parts for the song Drive My Car? What Otis Redding song? That's the answer. That's not the answer. You gotta know what song. Number 2, which Beatles home, the Beatles homes that they owned in 1965, which Beatles home was the song Drive My Car written in? One of the Beatles homes, this song Drive My Car was written. Who owned that home? Which Beatle? And question 3, how many hours did it take to complete the track Drive My Car at Abbey Road Studios on October 13th of 1965. How many hours did it take to complete? They only completed one track that day, Drive My Car. How many hours did it take? That's my trivia questions.
Who's got it? Tick, tick, tick.
Question 1 again. What song by Otis Redding is the influence for Drive My Car from the bass and guitar parts?
Daniel won.
You got them? You got them all? Daniel just beat out Gregory Field by just a bit. Way to go, Daniel Castillo, right?
Yeah.
Castillo.
Yeah, I would say.
We will send that out to you on Monday. You just say
what size you want, extra large or medium is all we got. So it's whichever size you want, bud.
Well, you just got Gregory Field by a second there. Good job. So those both go to Daniel. Done with that. Show a few more things. Purchases that I got.
Will take the medium, so that's good. It's already wrapped up, packaged, and that will be yours.
All right, way to go, Daniel. Hopefully you know somebody in medium that can wear it. I can wear a medium barely. I can't wear extra large anymore. I know that. I only weigh 152. Purchases that I got coming next week.
Greg said 5 hours and 15 minutes. No question mark.
It was. I said how many hours?
Yeah, you just said how many hours. He's just being cheaper.
Yeah, it was 5 hours and 15. It was the first time the Beatles were ever allowed to record past midnight at Abbey Road Studios. The very first time was Drive My Car. When they got to Revolver, they were past midnight on every session.
Daniel said that for my mom. She's a bigger Beatles fan than me. Well, that's awesome, Daniel. Great job.
So somebody on eBay a few days ago put up 3 Revell 1964 model kits with sealed bag inserts of all the parts inside. They put up a John Lennon, a Paul McCartney, and a Ringo Starr. Which one do you think is worth more than the other two? And I bought it right away. I guess you guys know the answer. It has to be John Lennon. Didn't make many of the John Lennons. They made more Paul and Ringo and all that memorabilia there in '64. So I bought the near mint Revell model kit of John Lennon in a second when I saw it go up. But I didn't buy the other two. And I sold one second state, my East Coast butcher cover I showed that I had a few little tears on it. I sold for $1,000, and I have another one coming Monday that I'm going to peel. Hopefully I have it ready to show on Wednesday. And my George Martin blue Apple, airport, George Martin 1964 airport sleeve, the blue one I sold for $1,300, went out in the mail today. That's my near mint help from 1965. That's an East Coast straight cut on the top.
Nope, we don't have no Remco boxes, so they're all gone.
Somebody from Lexington, Kentucky put up, I had those 4 shipping boxes of the Remco dolls, that probably the only 4 that exist in the world, but I sold them all. Mikey has one of them. But there's a man in Lexington, Kentucky that's selling the one that he bought from me, and I'm trying to get it back. Flip your wig game. This is a great story of how things can happen on eBay. After 1 month, they can file a case if they don't get something in 1 month, and I'm out of the money sometimes. Sometimes eBay will protect me if it's international, but since it was the United States, I wasn't protected. For $200, I lost out. It wasn't shipped in the 30 days. So the buyer, Nancy, reached out to me today that she got it 2 months late. And she had me relisted again, and she paid me for it. So that's pretty honest to do that. So that's
We appreciate that.
That's a good story. What else we got? I can show the tiles. These pictures I showed real quick the other night. But I got this in another online auction besides eBay. These original photos, they must have been printed off in 1982 before everything went digital, from the Walter Shenson Films Limited in London, from the original negatives of the same hairdresser doing all three Beatles: John, Ringo Starr, and George Harrison. So that's pretty cool. Those were made from the original negatives before everything went digital. And they're stamped Walter Shenson on the back. You know, he owned Hard Day's Night and Help for a long time, but I think the Beatles Apple ended up getting it back.
Appreciate it, Johnny Ramone.
Anthology's coming up here in another month, November 21st. These are all sealed 1995 and 1996. You got the sealed CD for free as a bird, the sealed cassette for free as a bird. I got the single. It was originally $2.99 on record for free as a bird. The sealed Free Love, Real Love from 1996. It had Babies in Black from Hollywood Bowl on there, and Yellow Submarine with remix where you could hear all the background things a lot better, and Here, There, and Everywhere. And the Real Love CD had I Saw Her Standing There, This Boy, A Different Take, and Christmas Time Is Here Again. And then I have the Anthology 1, 2 cassette, and still sealed in the long box. 1995 at Thanksgiving time. I went to Best Buy's and waited in line. There was about 50 people in line to get the Anthology 1 CD box set. All right, let's show the tiles. I won this in an auction there on eBay where it zoomed up in price in the last 2 seconds. I was lucky I won it. The shipping box from Grove Way. It says on the back of them. They're all identical. There's 4 of them in the shipping box. A Beatles souvenir by Proud Home Products, Grove Way House, Elm Grove, Brighton, England, made in England.
Johnny Ramone said Remco boxes on eBay look great, but reproductions. So you just talking the individual Remco boxes, I guess is what you're talking about, where they reproduce a lot.
Somebody put up 4 Remco boxes today with the 4 Beatles, and only one of them didn't have inserts for $7.95, but it's still probably up there for sale. I didn't buy it. But they were original boxes, and they had original inserts, except Ringo didn't have the original. The inserts were missing. So you've got the dividers in there, and you got all 4 identical. Mikey Arugula has some of these tiles that are different of the solo Beatles and everything. But he says they are the real deal.
KOWD, which is Rich, the good years for Best Buy back when the early 90s, they sold 5 times what they do now. Sad.
What, on Anthology?
No, just he's talking Best Buy probably all together because people probably don't go. Mm-hmm. And then Johnny Ramone, yep, boxes with plastic look great, 59, buy it now. So that's what he must be talking about, the boxes that you're talking about.
The original or the one I'm talking about were 4 original with the Remco dolls in it for $795.
No, he must just be talking about boxes. He's just looking for a box.
You can get the reproduction boxes, a set of 4 for about $60, $70 on eBay.
That's probably what he's saying, the 59 buy now. Anything to keep dust off the Remco dolls.
These are my originals. Tom Beatles Pro said they've never made reproductions of the Remco dolls, but they have made productions of the instruments, and they're just smooth. They don't have that little indentation there in the middle on the reproductions. That's original guitar there. And John Lennon's original also. Notice how John Lennon's face is kind of bleached out. Must have been in the sun a little bit too much. What else do we have to show?
That pinups thing you wanted to show, or whatever.
Yeah, didn't get to show this in the, didn't have this handy when Beatles Pro was talking about this the other day. On Every Little Beatles episode, Every Little Thing Beatles episode number 14 with Mikey Rugo and special guests, Mr. Beatles Pro Tom. So this is the original envelope. The Screamers were sold in from Golden Curry out of LA in 1964. This is just empty envelope. I don't have the posters inside of there, but then I have the original store poster that Tom Beatles Pro sold to Jeff Osberger. Mikey Rugo's got one we found at the fest in New Jersey that's not the best shape, but this one's in beautiful shape. This is on my, show me my eBay store. This is on my eBay Stickermania 2853 eBay store, 22 by 17, the original in-store poster for on sale here. They only had Ringo on the promo poster.
If you need to reach him, remember this is his email.
Email if you need to get a hold of me, Mr._Stickermania@yahoo.com. There's about 30 to 40 of you out there that'll get a hold of me through my
Yahoo account.
Yahoo, through my YouTube Yahoo email.
Yeah, you can do that.
Did we show everything? I didn't bring a butcher's tonight. I just have that's the reproduction where where they show both of them and then show the poster there. Be taking this with us to New Jersey. Got this from Beatles Run on the East Coast.
Go up a little bit now so you can see the bottom part. There you go.
So it's pretty cool. They made 1,000 of these from the original negatives in the early 1990s. Let's see.
Everything else over here you need to show. Everything else is good.
I think we about got it.
Got the revolver.
Show the revolver box set.
That's what I said. I thought you wanted to show that.
2022, one of the best box sets ever came out from the Beatles camp. Beatles Revolver. That's why they're hoping that a Rubber Soul's done like this next year. Got the best mono pressing ever of Revolver that's in this box set. And Terry Crane bought something from me today. I think he bought the George Harrison sheet music from the 1980s. Terry Crane out of Illinois that wrote this book. And I think that is it from today. And we'll be back Wednesday. We got a week and a half to go before we're going to be at the everything fab4fest.com Beatles Rubber Soul November 6th through the 8th. Kenneth Womack wants me to promote this, so I try to promote as much as I can. Asbury Park, New Jersey, November 6th through the 8th. We're going to see Alan C. Records there. Maybe we'll see Uncle Paul. Joe Mayo's going to be there.
Good night. Oh, Mr. Beatles Pro said have a great weekend, guys.
All right. Thanks, all of you, for checking in with us tonight, and we will see you on Wednesday. Thanks from Louisville, Kentucky.